Baby, it doesn't have to be in the freaking video.
What up, Instagram?
Nobody says that. What up, internet?
Hey, friends.
Say what's up, Prince.
What's up, Prince?
Oh, good job. All right. So today's question, babe, 3 pieces of advice for baby mamas or baby daddies who are going to be dealing with the blended family. How do they deal with the new step mama? 3 pieces of advice.
Jump off a bridge. No.
Is that the sign for jump off a bridge? Okay.
Jump off a bridge.
Yeah.
No. So first you hear me? First tip, I think you should introduce yourselves. I would say like, oh, go ahead and accept this, but that's easier said than done.
That's so massive
Yeah,
and an open cloud. These are actionable steps. What are the 3 things, let's say, that had baby mama done them before, it would have made for an easier situation? 1, introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I think that would, and
Especially
that seems so
the
simple,
kids.
but I think it would have made such a big difference.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I'd say 2, don't bash. Ooh, Prince, did you just fart?
Yes.
I don't do that. Yeah. Don't bash the parents to the kids.
You mean for the step? You mean the
baby mom,
the bio mom,
the bio mom. Don't bash the dad. Don't bash the mom because
don't bash the stepmom.
The stepmom, yeah.
Yeah, even if that is, even if you had negative things to say, yeah, that's
don't bash them. Yeah. Let them figure out what their relationship is going to be, because I guarantee you that if for instance, in our situation, had their mom, I don't want to say her name, had she bashed you, which I don't think she did. She had issues with me.
Yeah.
But had she bashed you, it would have created a problem for her down the line because the girls ended up loving it. So she would have had to almost recompensably answer for having bashed you to begin with. What other piece of advice would you give?
I would say respectfully, after the introduction, set some boundaries, and not just with the stepmom, stepdad, but with their co-parent, right? So establish some boundaries in a respectable way.
Okay.
Right? Because a lot of the times egos come into play. So I don't know how I would take it if someone came up to me and was like, don't look at my kid, don't sing to my kid, don't discipline my kid. But all I know is that if
what kind of boundaries would have been acceptable though? Because you came into this like, yo, I'm running this shit right now. This is my boat.
Well, I think some of the boundaries is establishing what
would you have been willing to accept from her? Let's say she would have said like, you know, some of the things we went through. I don't want you signing any of their paperwork for school.
Okay. I mean, that would be something that I think that we could have a discussion on. That wouldn't have been so bad. Like, as far as like disciplining is concerned, when we talk about boundaries, I think some of that would be like, we have things in common that we like the girls to do or expect from them. Mm-hmm. And I think those how you start off those conversations about boundaries. Like, I expect the girls to do good in school and not curse. So let's start there. You get what I mean? And in the event that you had to adjust.
So you mean no more like boundaries for the kids and not boundaries for you?
No, I'm grown. Why would another grown woman tell me what boundaries?
So you don't mean
about myself?
You want her to set boundaries for you. You want her. You think boundaries as in this is what I like for the kids, and then you agree on what you like for the kids. Not her saying this is what I guess that makes. I guess that.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that's the goal,
boundaries.
right?
I would have to set as far as relationship.
Set our boundaries.
Right with you, right? So like, in the event you have your ex or whatnot that may still have feelings, or there's like unfinished business that cause tension, there are certain things that in a relationship, like grown-ups, have to discuss what boundaries are, what I'm comfortable with. If I don't want you to pay her bills, or I don't want you to have keys to her house, let's say. Like, that has nothing to do with that. This guy. But those are the things that I discuss with you, not the kids or baby mama. Like, that's just, you know. That's,
so set boundaries. And number 3?
Move on. You know, try to find a place where, you know, you try to make yourself happy so that your kids don't see that despair. It's not just, you're not just doing that for yourself, but you're doing that for the benefit of your children.
I think in our relationship that made a difference too.
Yeah.
And I always said that it would, that the moment she got another relationship, it would make everything so much easier. We almost bared the brunt of blending the family before, so it was easier for her when she finally did. We bared the brunt of it, but it also made our situation easier with the girls when they saw her move on as well.
Yeah, because they, naturally they also had questions and kind of challenges dealing with their mom's relationships. I know, right? With their mom's relationship, that we were able to talk through because we went through that. And so let's say it was the other way around. Let's say she was already moved on and had a relationship prior to me meeting you. Things would change too. Even though maybe you would have been more accepting of it, right? Like you wouldn't have given her such a hard time, but there would have been some challenges and changes naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think those are 3 pieces of good advice.
I think so. Bless you.
Introduce yourself. Step 1.
Yeah. Introduce yourself. Set
Set
some boundaries.
preliminary boundaries.
Yeah.
Step 2.
Respectably, right? Because again,
That's
that
why I
shit
said
is sensitive.
preliminary boundaries.
Yeah.
Little baby boundaries.
Little baby boundaries.
And 3, move on.
4, don't have combined events right away. That's very sticky.